Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chanel B. If you are new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, okay, so spring is here, but summer is right around the corner. And I'm gonna be the first to tell you that your girl is amped up, she's pumped up because I have lost about 23 pounds on my way to 24. I've lost 23 pounds, and let me just tell you, the way I lost this weight is so significant because I'm so used to being on somebody's crash diet, somebody's keto diet, somebody's Atkins, somebody's South Beach, somebody's low carb, somebody's fruit fast, somebody's juice, all the things that we know about dieting and trying to lose weight. Everything under the sun I have already done. And so I'm here to tell you guys that I have cracked the code on what it is to recomp, more specifically as a girl who has to lose a bunch of weight. So most of the time when I see recomp, I see it with girls who maybe need to lose like 10, 15, maybe even 20 pounds. But what happens with a girl who needs to lose 80 to 100 pounds like myself? That is my goal. That is my personal goal. Please do not keep your opinions to yourself. Anyways, so this is the video that I'm going to show you what I have been doing for the past 6 weeks. Tomorrow, actually, well, the day that you see this starts week 7 for me. I have been recomping my body for the last 6 weeks, and I have lost a significant amount of body fat, and my body is starting to shape up like I've never seen it shape up before. So I want to just come in here, share my before and after pics, and also show you what it is that you can do if you are looking to start a recomp plan. Like, listen, I get it. Everybody cannot afford Ozempic and Manjaro. Everybody doesn't, even people who can afford it don't want to be on it. Like, you know, I understand. You want to build muscle, you want to reshape your body, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't just want to lose weight because I know at my big grown age well enough that losing weight is easy. Anybody can do it. You put yourself in an extreme caloric deficit, then you're going to lose the weight. You drink nothing but water and eat salad, you're going to lose the weight. However, how do we keep it off? How do we start to shed the fat and also keep the muscle at the same time so that we can create our own hourglasses? So that is what I have been doing, and I've been studying it for weeks and weeks. I've been tweaking my meal plans. I tweak it here and there, and I'm gonna just crack the code on what I've been doing for the last 6 weeks for me to have lost my weight and starting to see some body shape, okay? So before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you like videos like this, please let me know. I know summer and spring is right around the corner, so we wanna get these bodies nice and tight. I'm telling you, do not let 2025 go by and then by 2026 you making another New Year's resolution. You're talking about something you want to lose some weight. Okay, so first things first is that you have to, I talk about this also in my ebook, my 30-day ebook. If you need a little bit more help, I have a link down below so that you can help. I'm also gonna start opening up in the month of May. I'm gonna start opening up some one-on-one coaching. So yeah, that may help you as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing you need to do is you need to be very realistic about what it is that you want, okay? Do you want to just lose weight? Some people are like, listen, the scale is all I got. I want that scale to go down. Boom. Some people say, I want that scale to go down, but I don't want to lose my shape. Like, I want to look good. I want to look strong. I want to build muscle. Okay, boom. Some girls are like, listen, I just want to do the quickest way possible for me to lose my weight, and that's fine too. If you are the last thing that I said, this video may not be for you, because one thing about recomp that I have learned in these 6 weeks, this is not a this is not a, how do you say it, like a get rich quick scheme. That was a tongue twister. But this is not a fast way of losing weight. It's gonna come off slow, because as you're shedding fat, you're also building muscle. So you're doing 2 things at once. So that scale is gonna kind of play some tricks on you So you have to be, that's another thing, but we'll get into that later on. Okay. So first things first is you got to get realistic about what it is that you want. For me, I knew that I wanted to, when I'm done losing weight, I want to come out looking phenomenal. Like I want to have body yada 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 yada. I mean, as a big girl, I already have body yada yada, but baby, I want the same body yada yada, but just slimmer. Okay, baby, I want to keep my silhouette, and I'll show you guys some pictures. So I started at 300 pounds. Once you realize exactly what it is that you want, then you got somewhere to work from. This is for my girls who want to build muscle. So there's a TDEE calculator that I will leave again down in the description below. And you need to see exactly how many calories you need per day as maintenance, okay? So my TDEE came out to like 2,800. So that basically means that in order for me to just stay where I am at the 300 pounds that I started at, I'm going to have to eat 2,800 calories. It breaks it down into macros. How much of that 2,800 is protein, how much of that 2,800 is carbs, and how much of it is fat. The TDE calculator that I leave down below will show you that. However, you don't want to maintain. You want to lose weight. So a good rule of thumb is to subtract 5 to up to 1,000 calories from what your maintenance calories are. So I knew that I had a lot of weight to lose. So I didn't want to go in and just take away 1,000 calories for myself. I didn't want to do that. And the reason I didn't want to do that is because I'm playing the long game. If I take away 1,000 calories, that'll leave me at about 1,800, which is not bad, right? But I don't want to start there. I want to start from 2,300. If my maintenance is 2,800, I want to start on the lower end, 500, and see what my body does. This is all trial and error, especially if you're doing it on your own. You need to be trial and error, right? So I wanted to start off with 500 calories. So I started off at 2,300. So, you know, weight loss was going. I had energy. I felt good. And I realized, I was like, I noticed, and this is where the trial and error comes in. I noticed that I'm not losing the 2 pounds per week like how I would like to. Maybe I was losing like half a pound or 1/8 of a pound. So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and rev it up. So I went from 23 to 21. 2,100 was my absolute sweet spot. I started to lose 1 pound to 2 pounds a week. That's a beautiful ratio to lose weight at, okay? Because that's consistent. You can maintain that. That means that you don't have to give up. I mean, you can't do a whole bunch of partying, but you don't have to give up all the things that you like to do on the weekends. You can still go out with friends. You can maybe have a taco night. Like, you can still live, okay? So I knew that I had to play the long game. I couldn't just right out the gate take away all my calories. So I'm at 2,100, and I've been at 2,100 for the 6 weeks. So now that I'm going into week number 7, now we're going from 2,100 to now to 2,000. And you see how I'm cutting it like every couple weeks or every 4 to 6 weeks, I'm like cutting it down, but little by little, okay? And so when you get your new calories, your deficit calories, then you find out how much protein, fat, and carbs. Okay, I'm no expert when it comes to carbs and fats, right? However, I have learned a thing or 2 or 3 or 4 about protein. You want to have your body weight in protein, or if that's too high, that's too much, you want to have your goal weight in protein. Okay, so you either want to have your body weight or you want to have your goal weight in protein. So because at the time I was 300 pounds, 300 grams of protein was no way I was going to be able to do it. So I started off with 250 because that was like a goal weight. 250. Okay, 250. I was able to do it for like a week or 2. Then my appetite started closing up, and I was like, okay, let's go down to 220. Okay, so 220 to 225 has been a good sweet spot for me. 200 to 225 calories have been a really good spot for me. Most of the time, people are not losing weight and people are not building muscle because they're not intaking enough protein. You see people all the time, protein this, protein that, protein this, protein that. people are intaking anywhere between 90 to 100 grams of protein. So what you're telling me is that you weigh 100 pounds or your goal weight is 100. People are just not eating enough protein. Even 150 calories for like an adult woman is kind of on the lower end, right? So you want to make sure protein, goal weight, or either your actual weight. So another tip that I found very important is when you are lifting and you're lifting heavy, it is good that you keep track of what you're doing in the gym. This is one of the surefire ways that you will learn how to progressive overload over time. So I would just go to the gym and I would go to train and I would like do progressive overload. But I realized that over the weeks I was getting a bit stronger. So I'm like, okay, where I started a couple weeks ago, like if I start my weights at 40, okay, now I can start at like 50 and then go 55, 60, 65 for the next reps. Make sure you keep track of the weights, like your weights that you're doing in the gym, because you want to constantly be pushing yourself because your body is going to get leaner and it's going to get stronger. So you want to make sure you're pushing it to the limit in order for you to build the muscle. Now, I always hear people say like, oh, you know, I don't want to build muscle because I don't want to end up looking like a man. I don't want to be, listen, that is the silliest thing somebody has ever told you. Women, we do not have enough testosterone in our bodies to even bulk up like that naturally. Now, if you taking some type of supplements or you doing some you ain't got no business doing, then that's something completely different. But in the meantime and in between time, you need to understand that you need to build up your strength and you need to be lifting heavy. I don't care what someone is saying. Like I go to the gym and I know they be looking at me like, damn, that big girl need to be on the treadmill. Actually, no, I need to be over here hitting these weights and then I will do the treadmill later on after, which leads me into my next tip. Do not overdo the cardio. Overdoing the cardio is messing so much of us up. We do need a good amount, right? So right now I've worked my way up because girl, I could not do no cardio because, you know, I was out of breath all the time. I have finally worked my way up to 20 minutes on a treadmill, very high incline. I think I go up 18 incline. That is awesome. I'm telling you right now, that is awesome timing, everything. So anyways, I also have been adding into my workouts. Someone been told me to get on this, but I wanted to do more research and I suggest you do your own research as well. Creatine. I have been adding creatine to my protein shakes. I'm gonna tell you right now, phenomenal. Phenomenal. The energy that I have, because I take my vitamins with it too, the energy that I have is out of this world. It's out of this world. So I said all that to say that take your creatine, do your protein, make sure you're lifting heavy, not going in there lifting little weights. Make sure you're lifting heavy up to failure. And also, I work out now, you don't have to, but I work out now 5 days a week. I do about 3 lower bodies and 2 upper bodies. Upper body is very serious to train, especially if you want that little silhouette. You definitely need to be working upper body. Meals. I told you that I'm about 225 grams of protein per day. Y'all, I am so full at the end of every night. I'm very full. Another thing that I've been doing that you definitely want to do is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is not, everybody doesn't have to do intermittent fasting. Let me just say that. In order to see results, you do not have to do intermittent fasting for this type of meal plan. However, if you deal with hormones and like you deal with like insulin, like you need to be on an insulin resistance kind of meal plan or kind of regimen, this is perfect. I'm gonna tell you guys a story really quickly. If you don't know, my periods are extremely heavy due to numerous fibroids, okay? Went to the doctor, got an MRI, got ultrasound, everything so that they could see where the fibroids are. They told me that I was gonna need a hysterectomy. Of course, they always tell black women they need to have a hysterectomy. I was like, no thank you, I'm not doing that. Y'all, my periods were out of this world heavy, okay? Like, I would have clots everywhere, like in the shower, like everywhere. It was horrible, to the point where I would be sick for 2 weeks. I can have my period for as long as 2 weeks. One time I had my period for as long as a month. And I would be in this house like near death, y'all. I would not feel good. I ended up doing this for 6 weeks, well, we're going into 7 weeks. I just had my last menstrual. My last menstrual lasted for 7 days. I haven't had that happen to me in years. Not only did my menstrual cycle last only 7 days, there were no blood clots. It was a straight flow. It was heavy on some days, then it's starting to lighten up, and then it eventually left. That hasn't happened to me in like 2 years. And so me being on this insulin resistance, high protein diet, as well as intermittent fasting, closing the gaps of when I can eat, telling my body like, no, you're not eating this time, has significantly changed the way that my body, my menstrual cycles are happening and how my body is responding. I'm telling you, if you are a woman who has PCOS, you have fibroids, you have any hormonal imbalances going on in your body, intermittent fasting is damn near going to save your life. On top of the other things I do, like vitamins, and I told you my supplement, the only supplement that I take is creatine. And that's just enough for me. I don't really want to do much more than that. And also when I would do a pre-workout drink. If I do a pre-workout drink, I would like put some pink Himalayan salt to give me electrolytes. And that does me good as well. Electrolytes you really, really need because you do lose a lot when you're in the gym. So I just wanted to come in, show you guys a before and after photo of what my body looks like so far. I will update every week and tell you guys where I am in the process and what I'm planning to do to go forward. But this is not a quick weight loss scheme. I am playing the long game. So guys, it may take a little while for you guys to see the results, but I'm feeling the results every single day that I wake up, and that is what's most important. So if you would like to watch me on my journey of losing 100 pounds naturally, then I want you to tune in. I want you to subscribe. I want you to motivate me. I want you to be motivated. I want you to be inspired. This is going to be the channel. This is going to be the video for you. So yeah, happy springtime, y'all. I'm about to go and have a little lunch with a friend, a healthy lunch with a friend. And until next time, bye.